I'm John Anderson with Sun Windows, and I'm going to show you how to replace a shoe in one of our jamb liners today. So the first thing you need is two really simple tools, just a flathead screwdriver, a smaller head on it, and a pair of pliers. Needle nose pliers will work for this purpose. And then these are the new shoes, and shoes come in lefts and rights. And the way to tell is you have the blue dot facing you, and then if the head is on the right hand side, it's a right hand shoe. If the head's on the left side, it's a left shoe. Okay, so from the outside looking at the window, you look at left and right. So a jamb liner from the outside that's on the left would take this shoe, and a jamb liner from the outside that's on the right would take this right shoe. Okay, now we'll show you how to remove the jamb liner from the window. To remove the jamb liner, the first thing you need to do is unlock your sash, raise it up a few inches, tilt it out about 90 degrees, lift the sash out. Then with the top sash, pull it down a little bit, lean it out to 90 degrees, lift the sash out. Then the easiest way to get this out of here is to take your fingers and put them in this outside channel and then pull. Once you've pulled it out there, it'll come out the rest of the way. All right, this is a left jamb liner. Now, how do I know that? So the bottom of the jamb liner's got a slope on it. So the long end of the slope is going to be towards the outside, okay? And if I'm outside the house, this will be on my left-hand side, okay? So the slope this way, left hand. So as we discussed, there's left and right hand shoes, so I need a left hand shoe to replace here, okay? So again, the head's on the left side, the blue button's facing out, so this is the shoe I'll need, a left hand shoe. Now what I'm going to do is release the spring tension on this shoe and then take it out the bottom. So I've got a little pad on the bottom here. I'll go ahead and remove this pad for the time being. And then there's this little T-pad here. I'll go ahead and pull that out also. And while I'm here, I might as well pull this one out too. This is just a shoe stop that you can insert later. Okay, so now you can see that this spring toward the inside of the house is covered. This is for the top sash, okay? And it's covered. So what I've got to do is get this spring out underneath this cover. So what I'll do is just take it, set it down in front of me, take my pliers, grab the loop, pull up, and then release it, okay? Now make sure that you have the jamb liner facing down when you do that, because there's a lot of tension on this spring and you don't want that shoe to come flying out and hit something. Okay. So now just take my screwdriver, it's very simple because there should be no pressure this way, and take it out through the bottom. Now, I'm going to take the shoe off. Now, all I've got to do is pull like this, release it from the top. You see that little catch on the top I'm releasing it from? And pull down. Then the shoe's off. Now I take my new shoe, take that loop, back on the bottom, and pull up until I get the first coil, the spring, over top that gap. Show you that gap again. See the little gap there? Pull it over top. All right, so this shoe's now ready to go back into the jamb liner. Well, you can see I've got a little trouble accessing this because this jamb liner cover's on here. So there's a little piece of glue on the outside of this cover that's going to keep it in place. So what I want to do is I want to open this up from the inside. And the easiest way to do that is take your screwdriver, go down here, just work your screwdriver underneath there, and then run it up the length of the jamb liner. Okay? So now, you see I've released this cover all the way up and down. Next, I'm going to take the shoe and work it in here. Now see, I'll start underneath this side and slide it in there, okay? Now, you can pull back on this to give yourself some relief. Okay, so now I've got the shoe inside the jamb liner. Now I just need to work it down by pushing on the spring. Okay, I'm going to pull it just a little bit further down. Here's the shoe inside here. I'm going to pull it down a little further with my screwdriver. Now I'll take my pair of pliers. I'll take this little loop and I'm going to hook it on the end here. Yep. There we go. Okay, you see how the loop is hooked over the plastic there? And notice that both of these are on the same side of their respective channels. Then I take my screwdriver, come back down here where the shoe is, just slide my screwdriver in there and pull down. Okay, so now the shoe's replaced. Then I need to get my cover back in place. So I take my screwdriver, I push down here, get the cover started. Okay, just run my fingers on it. And then you'll see it's still out a little bit, so now I take my screwdriver, push against it. So we're done with that. Now that's the hardest shoe to replace. The other one's relatively easy because it doesn't have the cover to deal with. So for it, all you have to do is, again, put the jamb liner facing down. Go in here, grab your little circle of spring. Let it go. Again, make sure it's facing the ground because you see this would have come all the way out and maybe hit somebody. And then you just pull the shoe out. Okay. And let's see. Okay, this is the shoe I need, right? Matches up. And it's a left. All right. Back in there and hook it in place. Yeah, did it backwards. Oh. There we go. Okay, so I've got it hooked back on. Now the blue dowel needs to be facing up. You can see I don't have to mess with that cover, so it's just a lot easier. Then I hook this on the outside, like that. Take my screwdriver. Okay, I've replaced 2 shoes in my jamb liner. Probably took me 5 minutes, and now I've got to go put the jamb liner back into the window. There's one easy way to put a jamb liner back in a window, and it's really easy, but if you try to do it any other way, you're going to find it hard. But the easiest way is to take the part of the jamb liner that faces the inside of the house, okay? Notice your slope is going down towards the outside, all right? Then you take this little piece of vinyl here on the end, and you want to put it in this wood kerf first. So get your jamb liner lined up, get this towards the wood kerf, and now this little notch in the top has to fit into this headstop up here. So you put it like that. So I've got the wood side started. See, the metal side's still out, and I've got it placed over that notch. Then I just continue, make sure that the wood side is in all the way up and down. So now I've got it secured all the way up and down. Then I just take the metal side and push it in. It's replaced. And then you just take your sashes the way you removed them. Put it at an angle to get it in here. Make sure that they're seated good in the shoe. done.